And so begins yet another week of this program.
You didn't start with all right.
Well, I was trying to do something different.
Well, I mean, if it's not broke, don't fix it.
I don't know about that. Now I need to full screen this.
Well, yeah, all right.
The full screen. Let me see. Oh, jeez. It's always something, isn't it? Jeez.
Apple F usually works.
Enter full screen, right?
Yeah, perfect. Do it.
There
Beautiful.
we go.
Metropolitan
Yeah, we're currently
is a
watching
word. And
Metropolitan.
also the film that we're watching today.
Yeah, we're I went to the library a few days ago because I wanted to get more books on the French New Wave. So I got a book on Truffaut and a book on Romer. And also, while I was there, I went to the DVD section, as I do, and I noticed they had Metropolitan. And since I've been dreaming about Tommy Mitchell for a while now, I thought, oh, this will help.
This will help.
This will help. Yeah,
Help
it's
you not dream about him, or help your dreams about him?
Por qué no los dos?
Fair enough.
So yeah, Metropolitan, a movie which he introduced me to.
Oh, really?
Yeah, no, we watched it back when he was still in Colombia. We watched it.
I see.
We watched it
So
in the
Tommy introduced you
to Whit Stillman. Yeah,
to Barcelona as well, then.
yeah,
Lovely.
the greatest contribution he's made in my life. One could argue. But I'm trying to remember. Yeah, we watched it. I forget which building it was. It was not the Dwight building. Was that the Dwight? I forget which ones was which, to be honest. But there was this one of the apartment buildings, the student dorms.
Yes.
There was like a room, where people could hang out.
That would be.
And one half there was like a billiards table.
Yeah, that would be the Dwight.
And then the other half there was a TV room.
Yep.
We saw quite a few movies there.
Nice.
This was
So you
one
just
of them.
Screened for yourself?
For ourselves, because
Oh,
no one
nice.
else.
That's cool that you could do that.
It's a public. It was a public space, so if no one else was using it,
bring
you
your
could
DVD.
you could bring your own DVD.
Nice.
And yeah, and so
Oh,
we
that's
watched
cool.
a few movies that way. That he introduced me to, I introduced him to. It was a good exchange. He saw Clerks for the first time.
Oh, really?
Well, that way.
Was he as influenced as you were?
No, I'm sure he wasn't.
That's a shame.
I'm sure. Well, Clerks to me is something else. Also, we're watching the movie, but we're also playing Battleship.
That's right.
Because
So-
Isaac is waiting for his wife to come home.
So don't get distracted by him.
Yeah, don't when you hear the. Second. Yeah, if you hear the
You sunk my
scattering of things, yeah.
It's not a reference to the Potemkin.
Yeah, it's not a reference to Battleship Potemkin, which might have influenced Metropolitan. I don't know.
Probably, I guess, and you can argue that
In the contempt
In a
of the
way.
bourgeoisie, yes.
it influences every film from someone who has been exposed to Battleship Potemkin.
Oh
Which
yeah.
you certainly get exposed to it at Columbia College.
There he is. There's Chris Eigenman.
Is that the guy?
No, that's not the guy. This is a different guy. This guy, the first time I saw him, I didn't realize it. I thought he looks so familiar. He was on the show Malcolm in the Middle.
Okay.
Did you ever watch Malcolm in the Middle?
No, very little.
Well, he was on when at one point he had a recurring role as Malcolm's teacher for the Kremlin kids, the smart kids.
Okay.
And he was like this vindictive, just awful person.
Like a cruel
And
bastard.
he gave this one line on the show, which to me was the greatest line I ever heard on Malcolm in the Middle, when he was there's Taylor Nichols.
Yep, actually I do recognize
He
him
was
as a lawyer.
one of the lawyer
Yep.
in the movie Chappaquiddick.
Chappaquiddick.
Same guy, just younger. But yeah, and Chris Eigenman, he gave the best line on that show, Malcolm, when he said he was in some way he and Malcolm were having a feud, and so he got the one up on him in some way, and he said, "You may think that this victory tastes like ashes in my mouth, but if there's one thing I've learned in life, it's this: ashes don't taste that bad."
It's a good line.
I thought, good lord, that's brilliant.
I'm sure it was delivered as a joke, but it really it packs a punch.
Oh no, it does, but it's like it was so sincere coming from his mouth.
Yeah.
He's perfect for that kind of character. Chris Eichelman has aged into the right man.
So I take it this was before Malcolm in the Middle?
Oh yeah, this is, oh my god.
Well, predates it.
This is from 1990.
I see.
This is a good 10 years before he showed up on that show.
Son of a bitch.
So in case you were wondering, this movie is essentially, it's a low budget, it's like his first feature. So
Right.
literally the way they filmed is what they would just go to people they know,
Yes.
go to like their apartments,
Right.
and like shoot scenes in their apartments.
That's the way to do it right out the gate.
And the whole movie really just takes place entirely in other people's apartments.
There's nothing wrong with that.
It's a movie all about like this weird bourgeois culture of like debutante society, yeah.
Debutante is an underutilized word. I'm glad to see it here.
Yeah, I didn't even realize there was still a debutante society.
Me
Watching
neither.
this movie, oh wait, they exist.
Where is this set?
In 1990s New York, presumably it's
okay.
contemporary to the time it was made in New York.
Right.
All right, I need to set up my battleships.
Yes, place your ships.
I forget how it works. So, like, the red ones and the blue and the white ones, how do they work?
I believe the white ones you mark where you've guessed for the other person, and the red ones you place when they hit your battleship on one of the squares.
Right. Give me a second. I'm still setting this up.
Yeah, take your time. We got
So,
93 minutes.
So as Tommy has watched, or as I've talked to Tommy before, yesterday a very sad event occurred
That's right.
when it was announced that Philip Roth, at the age of I think 83, had passed away. Philip Roth, considered one of the great American writers, certainly at least of the 20th century. His works had a profound impact on American life. He really spoke to the existential Jews
Yes.
of the day. He was the Woody Allen, one could say, of literature, in more ways than one. Most well known for his book, The American Pastoral, which won the Pulitzer Prize. No, wait. Was it the Pulitzer or was it the Nobel Prize? Can you win a Nobel Prize for a specific work, or is it a lifetime of work?
I don't think for specific work. So
Okay, so it must have been the Pulitzer. It was the Pulitzer in 1997 for American Pastoral, which was then turned into a movie just a couple years ago, which is a pretty bad movie.
Okay.
Actually,
Is it
8,
influenced by...
I think 8 of his books have been turned into films, and I think almost exclusively they're all pretty mediocre.
Okay. That's a shame.
Borderline terrible. For some reason, Hitchcock said this, and I genuinely do believe it, which is that you can't... It's much harder to adapt great works than it is to adapt mediocre works of fiction into movies.
That makes sense.
I do believe him. Like, I've read Jaws. It's fine.
It's fluffy.
It's not great. Same with Ready Player One. It's fine.
Right.
Or, yeah, but in general, when you try adapting Crime and Punishment,
Right.
that's really fucking hard to
Good
do.
fucking luck.
Because it's like you're not just transmitting a story, you're also transmitting just an essence, which can be pretty hard to transmit.
Absolutely. Well, and two, if you're not, it's pretty easy to like find your own niche in Jaws and be like, I see how I can take this and put my own spin on it that I think will be better. But to have the audacity to look at Mary Shelley's Frankenstein and be like, well, I think my way of doing this would be better. In general, I think that's a bit of a flaw too with modern filmmaking in terms of the way that it approaches these classic literary adaptations.
Yeah.
It's always, well, it's the King Arthur story, except here's this thing, and like no one's done a really solid of the original yet. So let's get that out first before you get Guy Ritchie in there. Guy Ritchieing all over the King Arthur story.
Right, exactly.
The same is could potentially be said. I haven't seen it yet. For a film.
You want to make sure I don't see your ships?
Years in the making and unmaking.
Let me know if you can see mine.
I can't see.
I
I actually closed the mirror specifically so that I wouldn't be able to see.
Oh, that's funny.
I could have cheated, and I chose not to.
That's very kind of you.
And it would make me very admirable if I didn't find it necessary to point it out to you.
Yeah, it's like, it's like, oh, wait.
Like George in the tip jar on Seinfeld.
Anyway, keep going.
Speaking of a classic piece of literature...
Do you have to sink all the battleships, or how does this work?
Well, that's how you win, ultimately, yeah.
Winning all of them.
You defeat the other person when they no longer have an army, a fleet.
Okay. Because I played some versions where as long as you get, like, the cruiser...
Well, what's the fun in that?
Yeah, there's no fun in that. You want to prolong the game...
Ultimate destruction.
You want to prolong the game as much as humanly possible.
Yeah, that sounds like you were playing with someone who didn't really want to hang out with you. They're like, oh no, just like...
This was in a class.
Oh, even worse. But yes, pieces of great literature turned
I wish she had a bigger
films.
career than she did. The girl.
What's her name?
The girl on...
Do you know her name?
Yes, I do. It is... Give me a second.
Take your time recalling it, of course, from your own brain.
Yes, I think it's Carolyn Farina is Carolyn Farina is her name.
Something like that, at least.
She really didn't have a career outside of this movie.
That's
I think she did a couple other films.
But you like her
I
enough
do.
in this film
She's
that you
charming.
think she deserves a more.
Yeah, I find her very charming.
Well, that's nice. Like I was saying.
I'm ready whenever you are.
Oh, okay.
No, but say what you want to say first.
Terry Gilliam. The man who killed Don Quixote is is in existence now. It has been
It is.
shown
at Cannes.
at Cannes.
They're looking for a distributor right now.
It will likely be released in 2019.
Yeah, probably. That's how these things work
It's
out.
the end of an era.
Yeah, he even said it himself in an interview. He said, now that I've done this, it's like this is the first time in 30 years where I haven't had something else
That's
that I'm
still
going to
just
work
waiting
on.
to jump back into.
Yeah, it's like this is the first time in 30 years I haven't had something else that I was planning on doing after this. I have literally no ideas right now.
G6.
Who knows? Maybe I'll never make another film. Oh,
You fly like a G6.
G6? Nay.
You don't have to say nay. You just have to tell me if I hit your battleship. Well, I guess. So
I guess I have to tell you, I have to affirm that you did or you didn't, and I'm telling you you didn't.
Fair enough. No, you're right. You're right, sir. G6 is a negatory.
Okay.
Are you? We talked about this ourselves, but not on the air. Your level of excitement for this film, 20 years in the making and unmaking, where is it?
It's average. Here's the thing: I like Terry at his best, and I'm indifferent to him at his worst. I'm sure this film will not be my favorite, but I'm also certain it won't be his worst. It's like, I'm sure I'll like it. I'm excited in the sense that, oh my god, it's been so long.
Yeah, I'm excited to see it. I like Adam Driver. I know you don't.
That was the thing that really turned me off to it. It was like, oh fuck, I have to see his face now.
But
when Johnny Depp was involved, I thought, oh, I would love to see Johnny Depp do that. Yeah, great.
I gotta say, I think that for me, it's definitely gonna suffer from expectations. I think that's gonna be true for a lot of people. It's probably if I had to guess, I would guess it's a good film. But no one's going to accept a good film that took that long to make.
Yeah.
So if it's not magnificent, everyone will think it's a bad film.
Right.
Which is probably where I will end up too. So I'll try to be conscious of that when I go in to see it. But you can't.
And maybe since you
can't avoid your own expectations.
And maybe since I'm not really that excited, maybe
you'll love it.
Who knows?
It's possible.
Yeah.
Do your worst.
F8.
F8, huh? Is a pass.
As in I did not hit something.
As in you got nothing.
This is fun. I haven't played Battleship in years.
Me too, actually. So I'm a little confused.
West Side, not so
what his role in the Debutante Society is?
Here's the thing. They just he's not a debutante. Funny. The main character, the redhead?
Well, no, the man? Yeah, well, he wouldn't be a debutante, would he? The man.
Yeah.
Well, he can't be a male debutante, as far as I'm aware.
So what are you talking about?
What does he do? His film is about him being in the Debutante Society.
What just happened?
I have no freaking clue. Something bad.
Oh no! Oh no!
It's just getting worse.
The movie is frozen.
Now the timing is all off.
Well, I'm gonna have to edit this.
All right. Well, marker in then, I guess.
Brilliant.
Marker in on the cutting. You might have to just eject it and go back.
Yeah.
So damn. I'm confused about what he's like. So it's about him interacting with debutantes.
Yeah, it's a movie. Yeah, it literally is just that he essentially
is goes around and talks. To
he literally just gets invited into this world. He's not out of this world. He gets invited into it, and then he essentially just develops a kind of rapport with one of the girls. And that's the whole movie. It's essentially just a summer.
What's interesting is as soon as it said interacting with debutantes society, I assumed he would turn out to be a gigolo.
Yes, that's the natural.
That's what I would assume. Right after that Manhattan title, that's a good place to pick back up.
Manhattan. That's so long ago. Where was it?
We just went past it. I remember seeing it a moment ago. It's in there. We'll find it. We'll find you, you sick bastard.
I can wait all day.
And is he mostly interacting with the same woman then? Or
same people, the same people. Yeah. So it was after this, right?
Yeah.
So it shouldn't
carry on from here. This is fine. This is just.
Let me just wait for the moment.
While you do that.
Wait, is it your turn?
B4. Yes, it is my turn.
Let me see. B4. It's a hit.
It's a hit on B4. All right. Wonderful.
And Okay, now it's where we pick up again. Great. I don't know. There was something wrong.
Yeah, that was
weird.
odd.
Anyway, yeah. So you got a shot. Good. A shot across the bow. So
Shot across the bow. Yes, exactly.
let's go for.
Is there much skill involved in Battleship?
It's mostly luck.
Mostly luck.
I guess there's a psychology in that you're trying to guess where they put it, but there's no way for you to know. Okay, so how about H4?
Why not, man? Can't hurt to say H4. Of course, it won't help you either because there's nothing there.
That's wonderful.
So, and these are all debutantes
Yeah.
hanging out together. What is the definition of a debutante?
I guess just a young lady who was
who's well-to-do and
who was of a well-to-do
great pedigree.
Yes,
I see.
who probably goes to balls.
Yes.
Hey, get off my back! He's Tommy.
The various galas.
His name is Tommy, I believe. Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
I imagine that's what Tommy's New York life is like.
Yes.
Just screaming at debutantes. Get off my back!
His life, that would be amazing. His life now in New York is essentially Whit Stillman's Metropolitan from 1990. I love
Nothing's changed.
I love how it's nighttime now. He was having breakfast with his mom.
Interesting score.
Oh, yeah, that's very Whit Stillman, though.
Yeah?
Isn't it just? Remember?
I don't really like it.
Oh, you haven't seen Barcelona?
No, I've never seen Barcelona. I don't really like this, though.
Oh.
Doesn't bode well for Barcelona.
Oh, Barcelona's a masterpiece. You weren't there when we saw it? I saw it with Alan at Alan's apartment.
I guess. Do you see the whole thing at Alan's apartment?
I've seen quite a few. Here's the thing. You said something, and you and Spencer said something which I was thinking about. I thought, wait, that's not true.
I've only ever made it all the way through one movie.
Paris Belongs to Us.
Yes.
Which is funny, because he didn't like that.
Yeah. Yeah, amazingly, he didn't turn it off.
But yeah,
I think it was just a going away gift to Tommy.
You guys have this idea that Alan shuts here's the thing. It's one thing when he turns on a movie knowing he's not going to watch the whole thing. He's just putting it on to have something in the background to enjoy.
Yes, I don't mind that.
But there have been every time when I've suggested we watch a movie, almost always we watch the whole thing.
See, I've been invited over, Alan saying, come over this day and we're all going to watch this movie.
Mm-hmm.
And multiple times I've come over and in the about 40-minute mark, Alan's like, this isn't gripping me any longer. Which is fine. I'm just brought there under false expectations.
So yeah,
that's the thing. That's the thing. I think that you probably would have gathered about.
Your turn, right?
Now. Yeah, sure. Yes. Let me go ahead first. B5.
No.
All right. Not B5. That you probably have gathered by now. I'm pretty much comfortable. I'm willing to suffer a fair amount of things that I don't care for.
Yeah.
Let's say I'm pretty easygoing.
E5.
E5 for me will be a non-hit. You're not doing so well with me, sir.
Yeah.
I don't like being brought places under false pretenses.
Okay.
Which is why I hate the Chicago Diner.
The Chicago Diner?
The Chicago Diner.
I don't know what that is.
A vegan, quote-unquote, diner.
Okay.
That does not serve milkshakes. Is mostly a bar. Does not have any vinyl anything.
Oh, wait, I love this part.
All right, we'll clue in.
But it's a notoriously bad book.
He's talking about Jane Austen.
One of her greatest admirers thought that.
Lionel Trilling thought that he's an idiot.
Well said.
The whole story revolves around what? The immorality of a group of young people putting on a play.
In the context of a novel, it makes perfect sense.
But the context of the novel and nearly everything Jane Austen wrote is ridiculous from today's perspective.
Has it ever occurred to you that today, looked at from Jane Austen's perspective, would look even worse?
I don't know why.
These are the philosophical questions that plague our society.
You must be freezing dressed in that.
So how does he get into, who invites him into this?
It's very,
it's
very casual. It starts
Peculiar.
it's like the first minute of the movie they get that out of the way.
It's very peculiar.
There's this great dialogue later on involving the movie The Discreet Charm of the Bourgeoisie. When that scene comes on, I'll turn this up again.
C4.
He says this thing early on in the film where he talks about the time. He says, "Oh, I don't read books. I read books about books, so that I don't have to read the books." Like how to discuss books you've never read.
Right. Yeah.
Which I find terribly amusing. Which one? C4.
C4.
No.
Really interesting. That actually computes well with me too. I can't count the number of times where you've been like, "Oh, you're familiar with this director's work." And I'm like, "Well, no, I've never seen any of it, but I've read a lot about it."
Yeah. Right. A5.
A5. Let's see what I can do for you. I can do nothing for you. Let's go ahead with A4 for you, sir.
A4?
A4.
Nothing.
Astounding. I've got you right where I want you now.
There's really only one place you can
Absolutely.
go from here. I gotta hit
I've
something
got you
now.
circled in.
I've gotta hit something now. I3.
I3, huh? Oh, that's a hit.
Oh shit!
That's a painful one right there.
Now we got a match.
Yeah, this only spells out trouble. Of course, I'm gonna have to go with B3 because I'm pretty confident that's a hit at this point.
Is how easy it is to go down. And I think that's the
To
direction
go
we're all
down.
heading in.
I see.
And I think that the downward fall is going to be very fast.
You said what? B3?
B3.
You sunk my battleship.
All right, that was just a small guy.
Yeah, that was a small guy.
Damn it! I was hoping for more payoff from all that. Oh well.
I mean, take those of our fathers who grew up very well off. I mean, maybe their careers started out well enough, but just as their contemporaries really began to...
That guy just drinks.
They started to quit.
That one guy just.
Indoor smoking. I'm not sure this was the 90s.
This is very 90s.
No, I know. There's still places where you can smoke inside. It's hard to come. Well, I mean, obviously, if you own a place, you can do whatever you want with it.
Right.
But that Heart of Chicago motel up on like in Edgewater,
Yeah.
you can still get a smoking room, which is nice.
Unlike you, I've always assumed I'd be a
It's
failure.
nice to know that still exists.
That's why I plan to marry an extremely rich woman.
Pretty depressing.
I like that. That was my initial dream.
What?
Just marry an extremely wealthy woman.
Oh,
And
well. Look what happened to you.
botched that one.
I2.
Stupid romance getting in the way. I2 is also a hit.
We're getting something here.
Let's go with E6 for you.
E6. That's a hit.
Huzzah!
Oh boy.
Oh no.
Oh no. Oh dear.
Oh no.
Oh no. Okay. I4
Is a hit. Youch. E7.
That's a hit.
All right. Now we're cooking with gas.
All right there. All right. It's either 1 or 5. 5.
All right, 5 is a hit.
Okay. And yet I have not sunk your battleship.
Yep, which
That
is bad news
that
for
tells
me.
you what it is.
E8.
You sunk my battleship.
All right, so the 2 and the 3 are gone for you. Oh dear.
Wait, how many are we supposed to have on the board?
5 ships.
Okay, just wanted to make sure.
Although you would now have,
3.
I guess, 3 active ships.
And I guess you will now lose one when I put it on A6.
No, you sunk my battleship.
Yes, the folly.
the arrogance.
The hubris. This is a fun game.
I agree, man.
I feel like I'm in the movie Tora, Tora, Tora.
It's no Rock'em Sock'em Robots, but it's
No,
just
but
fun.
that would be bad for the
Oh,
audio.
that would not work out. Maybe if Hasbro gives us some sponsorship for the next
Now,
one.
even though yesterday Philip Roth died, let's not forget that today
Bob Dylan.
is Bob Dylan's birthday.
So
Happy
Tommy,
birthday to Bob.
Chin up, buddy.
Chin up, buddy. Bobby's still alive. And tomorrow, of course, is the 41st anniversary of the original Star Wars movie coming out.
That's right.
That's a doozy.
That's a big one.
Okay, there. And that will conclude Star Wars month, as far as I'm concerned.
And it's 150th year for the Lincoln Park Zoo.
That's right. They're opening up a new exhibit, or they have?
They have, as of May 21st.
What is it exactly?
It's just like 150 years of the Lincoln Park Zoo.
Your turn, right?
Yes, my turn. Which will be
They got to do something with that, too.
G4.
G4? Nay.
All right.
There's nothing there to hit.
You live another day.
G6?
Whew. Getting a little spicy there. There's nothing on G6. But I don't like where you're going with it. Can't say
I don't
care
like
for the
it.
direction.
I don't like it.
Let's hit you with a D2.
Nothing there.
Oh man, I was hoping for something big.
How about a G10?
A G10? Fearsome, but no.
Damn it, Jim. I'm a sexy doctor, not a sexy scientist.
Why don't we put you at G10? See if you're just reading off your own.
No, I'm not.
characters.
There's nothing there. A clever trap we have
Yes.
set.
See, I guess that's the only way you can pretend like you have strategy in this
Right.
game.
How about an H10?
H10 is also a pass.
Fuck me. There's almost always you can suspect someone's got to put something at the edge, right?
Perhaps. Oh yeah, it's the place to be. Perhaps a G9 will work for you.
Nope.
Oh no, not a G9.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Oh no. The other day we were at a bar. We were playing trivia night.
Yes.
And I met a friend of mine who I had not seen in like 3 years. And you showed up about like what, 30 minutes after.
Oh, so
John.
How did he come to be there?
Complete chance.
Are you serious?
Complete coincidence.
Fascinating.
That friend that he was with said, "I want you to check out this bar because it's like a weird place. It's just weird." Yeah, exactly. And then I was there.
That's a weird bar to choose too, because
exactly,
it's like a resident bar of like a hotel.
And I only started going there. That was only the second time I had been there.
Bizarre.
It was all very bizarre.
Did one of them live there?
No, neither of them lived there. Neither of them lived there.
That's very weird.
They used to live in the neighborhood, but now they don't anymore.
I assumed that they had come for the trivia night and just changed their minds.
No, they didn't. They were there. They just there as a pit stop. But yeah, now I hadn't seen them in 3. And then you showed up like 30 minutes after they were there. And then by the time I was there, you were there. I just started quoting the Phantom Menace like crazy.
You were in a spectacular mood that evening. We spun the
Wheel of Fabricio.
The Wheel of Fabricio. And I hit the jackpot last night.
Mr. Called Jar Jar Binks.
Yes.
Mr. Be your humble servant.
That's the Fabricio I know.
That's the one you met?
That's the one I like spending time with.
H9?
H9, you arrogant bastard. No, there's nothing there.
Damn.
But I reckon for you, there's probably something at I-5.
No.
Son of a bitch.
And I put a ship next to another ship? That's what you think I would do?
Of course. Well, I-5, where's that next to?
It's next to one of the ship you already blew up.
No, it's not, but interesting.
Oh, no, it is next to it. It's
I-5?
by a diagonal,
I haven't sunk anything anywhere near I-5.
Oh, wait, I thought you said E5. Let me see what's at I-5. No, there's nothing there either.
All right.
I thought you said E5.
Well, I'm going to go ahead and mark off E5 then. I don't know, man. You never know where someone sticks their battleship.
Okay. Whoa, that's a euphemism if I ever heard it. How about G8? Jesus Christ. You okay there?
What the fuck is wrong with you? No, there's nothing at G8. Good try, though. How about for you an F2? Maybe an F2.
F. That's F. Yes, you hit something.
Whoa, wonderful.
Okay, how about
Does anyone stick their battleship in
how about an F?
somewhere in here? In this film?
There's no battleships in this film. This is completely unrelated to
sexuality.
Oh.
There's no sexual
No,
congresses?
there's a romance, but there's no sexual congress. This is a very tame movie.
Interesting.
F8?
F8. Here I was assuming it was all about gigolos. Nope, nothing at F8. Although I do have to reset this now. Nope, nothing at F8.
Wait, I already said F8. Like that was the last time I said it.
Oh, did you?
I
can
did.
Go again. That's
okay, fine.
You just need to be better about marking, my friend.
I guess I do. F9?
You son of a bitch.
What? Is there something there?
That's a hit.
Oh my god!
For you, is there something at F3?
F3, no.
All right.
How about E9?
E9. There's another one there. That's 2 hits.
Oh boy.
F9 and E9 is the 2 that you've hit me at?
Yeah.
I don't like it.
I don't like it.
It's not good. I'll tell you that. It's not good. Do you have anything at G2?
Yes, I do. I do.
All right. Wonderful.
All right. Now I can win some gas. How about G9?
G9 is another hit.
And it's not.
And yet it is not sunk.
Oh boy. Okay, here we go.
Do you have anything at H2?
Yeah, I do.
But it's not yet
No,
sunk?
it's not.
Good.
Oh,
Good.
Oh boy. There's a whole part of the board I haven't touched. I just realized. Like, god damn me.
You've been avoiding a section, apparently.
I have. D9. And I must have sunk the battleship.
D9. Yes, you have sunk my battleship.
Great. Great.
Will I sink your battleship if I say I2?
No, you won't.
There's nothing there.
No, you'll hit it, but you won't sink it.
Wonderful. Yes.
Oh boy. Oh boy. This is a great movie that we're not.
That I have no
we're not
idea what's
watching.
happening.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm surprised that there's no sex in this movie. It seems like
What? Well, you haven't seen Barcelona. There's
debutantes.
more nudity in that movie, but not really.
No sex?
No sex.
In that film either?
My turn.
Fascinating.
C4.
C4 is a hit.
Whoa!
Uh-oh. You got anything at J2?
J2? No, I don't.
All right.
Well, now you know.
Now I know. I've got you pinned.
How about
Quite literally in this instance.
B4?
B4 is also a hit.
Sweet. And you sunk my
I've
battleship.
got you where I want you with E2.
You sunk my battleship.
Yes, good.
Good. Okay, how about A4?
A4 is a no-go.
Okay, so that helps.
Which means you must have something at J8.
J. No.
Oh dear. I was hoping that would work.
D4.
D4 is a sinking of the battleship.
I feel like at that point we're now pretty
We're
much
now quite equally matched. You're a little ahead in terms of overall number of spaces.
by one.
Yeah. You got anything at B7?
No.
B7 is a no-go. All right.
Okay, how about A10?
A10 is also a no-go for me. Perhaps you have something at B9 though.
No.
You do not. All right. I was hoping you might. Who's playing? Oh, I see. They're out now.
Yeah.
So it's going out, and it's basically just them
Just talking.
philosophical.
Talking about stuff.
How much does the main character contribute to?
Not much.
Fascinating.
This is a great conversation.
It would be hard to
The
imagine
bourgeoisie.
a less fair or accurate portrait.
Of course. But Wells is a realist. Despising the bourgeoisie is part of their credo.
Where do they get off? But the truth is,
Where do they get off?
it does have
Wonderful line.
Of course it does. The surrealists were just a lot of social climbers.
You got anything at C6?
Wait, isn't it my turn?
Well, you better go then.
At least those are meant for
Oh, that's a
And
great
then
line.
C6.
Talking about, I just was watching the discrete charm of the bourgeoisie, and I thought finally a film that can understand the complexities and
Of the bourgeois culture.
But no, I could not find something even more.
Where do they get off?
I love it.
That's a good line.
Great. He's great. Let me see. Wait, what was the one you said?
C6.
I'll just say no. There's nothing there, and I'll just go with two. I'll just do my next two.
Great.
The first one will be F2
F2 is a no-go.
and C7.
Also a no-go. But perhaps you will have something waiting for me at D5.
See, here's the thing. These are the smallest ships too that I'm looking for.
Right, yes, you're really
It's
digging.
There really could be anywhere. It has to be blind luck that I hit one. You said what?
D5.
No.
Not a hit at D5.
J2?
J2, you say? There's a no-go at J2.
Next to the other ship I sank. I'm thinking maybe he did that.
It's a good strategy, I guess. If you assume that the other person won't do it. Do you have anything at A7?
No. Do you have anything at A7?
I sure don't. Wouldn't it be fun if I did, though? Do you have anything at G8?
G8?
G8.
No.
So no go at G8.
What do you have at
Oh dear.
what do you have at B2?
Nothing. What do you have? You're running out of spaces here.
Yeah, we are.
C1.
Nothing.
Son of a bitch.
What do you have at A1?
Nothing.
Okay. Now we're gun shooting it.
What do you have at A1?
I got nothing.
All right.
Oh boy. D2?
D2? Nope, nothing.
God damn it.
You have anything at F1?
No.
Son of a bitch.
Son of a bitch.
That 4 one is running out of space as it could be.
Right? But here's the thing, you got a 2, so that literally, no matter how many I put...
You can hunt as much as you
That
want.
really is just when I have to hit luckily. It's got to be sheer blind luck that I hit that. The one that you're missing and the ones that I haven't hit are the 2 and another 3.
Right.
Oh, God, Jesus.
Yeah, good luck, man.
See, that's why you want to get the small ones out early.
Yeah, which worked out for me. I still have that other 3, but as soon as I get onto the track of that 4 one, things will be good.
Things are going to look up. How about C6?
C6, huh? That actually is a hit.
Woo! Deadly!
You got a hit on C6.
Okay, so there's only one place it can be. Okay, so do your worst.
Let's go with H6.
No.
Son of a bitch.
Okay, how about D6?
D6, no.
Damn. Okay, well, okay, fine. No, this is good.
It's all right. It's all right. Don't worry. How about I9?
Nope.
You son of a bitch.
Okay,
We're running out of
B6.
4 spaces.
B6.
B6 is a hit, but not a sink.
Well, that tells me what it is. That 2 is a fucker. It's gonna.
Good luck, man. Son of a bitch. Really run out of spaces here. D10.
Nope.
Son of a bitch.
A6.
Is nothing.
That's not possible.
It is possible.
You said this is not a sync.
It's not a sink.
And I have one that's at B6 and another one that's at C6, and I already said D6.
You're not realizing the advantage that gives you.
What? It's got to be the 3 one because it's not the 2 one.
You're wrong.
It's the 2 one.
You're wrong. You'll
What?
have to figure it out for yourself. I'm not going to give you what a huge advantage this puts you at.
Oh my god!
Yes, now he sees. Now he understands.
Oh my god! I'm gonna win the game!
Yeah, I think you are. Unless, and here's hoping that you have something at C8.
No.
You son of a bitch.
Okay. Okay. How about C5?
C5 is a sinking of my battleship.
You had them all in a cluster?
I did have several in the cluster.
You fool!
So you've got to have something in one of these, like, several places. And one of those places is potentially at D7.
No.
What the fuck?
Okay. B7.
B7 is a hit.
Oh boy. I'm gonna win this at the most 2.
This sucks. Alright.
There's no way you're gonna win.
No, there isn't. There's only like 3 places
Damn it,
it could
it stopped
potentially
again.
be. Do you have something at J5?
No.
Fucking A. Not even gonna find out where it is.
I'll show you. It stopped again. Great.
I actually probably know where it is at this point because there's only 2 places.
Got to eject it and start it again.
3 places where it could absolutely humanly fit.
This movie keeps stopping on me. I don't know
Yeah,
why.
it's irritating. It's interrupting our creative flow.
That's fine. No one ever listened to these for the DVD commentary tracks anyway.
That's right.
Tommy never listened to these for the DVD commentary track anyway.
Most of what he's getting anyway is us playing Battleship.
Well, once we're done. We're almost done with the game.
Which is very close, yeah.
Yeah, we'll just start from back here. Anyway, so is it B8?
No.
Okay, well,
You know where it is.
yeah, that's
So
right.
this is my last chance. All right.
To get at least a shot.
To hit
In
your
fact-
4-1.
If you get a shot, I'm going to do you a favor. If you get a
Don't
shot,
do it.
I'm going to let you have 2 more in a row.
Okay. please be somewhere near or in the line of H8.
I'm sorry,
For
Isaac.
eight.
I'm
Son
so
of a bitch.
sorry. You were close. You really are close. And you hit around everything. Is literally what happened. You hit around everything.
All right, go ahead and sync it. Let's get it over with.
It's B9.
It's not B9, actually.
I'm toying with you now.
You bastard. You sunk my battleship.
No, I didn't, and you know it. Now the enemy is toying with you.
I don't like it. If it's not at F7, I'm going to fucking scream.
It's not.
Okay.
Okay.
I think I officially... Well, no, it could be one of two places. We've got it narrowed down to two
Well, I'm just
conceivable
gonna
spots.
B5. So
Good. Get it over with.
That's like your battleship.
Let me see where I've been shooting around. Motherfucker. Wait, no. That's not possible.
Yes, it is.
Which one is this?
This one is J7.
I've got the entire line of 7 hit.
That isn't. No, that's not. What? No, that doesn't make sense.
You've been toying with me, sir. You've been lying to me.
Wait, that's not
This
true.
one makes sense, but there's something awry here. My guess of G7 was ignored.
Either I misheard it or you thought you said G7.
I don't think I would have placed it. I call foul play.
Well, that's how you win wars.
I see, yes. Yes. There will be repercussions, of course.
Alright, well, that was a good game.
That was a good game. Battleship's a good game. Agreed.
Battleship's fun.
We like Battleship.
A lot of fun.
Throw these back in while these men talk in their fancy clothes, their fancy robes. So, yeah, I guess considering that it's mostly just people like
So is Barcelona.
shooting the shit.
So is Barcelona.
For 93 minutes, what makes this film stand out over the hundreds of other films that are just people shooting the shit?
It's just really clever. You heard the one bit of dialogue.
That was a good
The
bit.
whole movie is like that. It's just really witty and funny.
The toys of our generation. So would I describe this as another film about when people have too much wine and not enough jobs?
You could, I guess. Except for Tommy. Except I'm not really sure what Tommy does either. If he's like working class or not.
Right. How he fits into the
Yeah.
socioeconomic picture.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure what's going on here with
But
that.
his friend who invites him out, is he part of this
Yes.
culture?
He is, very much. He's the only one who's like an outsider.
I see. Look at all these debutantes taunting us with their debuts.
That's... In many ways, this kind of filmmaking, even though Barcelona is one of the funniest films I've ever seen, really,
You're right.
this is the antithesis to a Jackie Chan film.
Yes.
This is literally the opposite of a Jackie Chan film.
It's all content, no form. Whereas Jackie Chan is form and content.
Yeah, some would argue there's very little content in them.
Someone would be wrong.
They would be wrong. They don't understand the psychology.
The astounding thematic through lines in his films.
Once you go to IKEA, you've never been to IKEA, first of all.
I've never been to IKEA.
Once you go there, you'll realize why every time I go there, I think Jackie Chan needs to come here.
Do some flips.
Needs to do some flips. Oh, that's what this is for. You put the ships on them.
Yep.
Oh.
That's the idea.
I never knew. I always wonder, what are these here for? Well, now I know.
There's another film coming out later this year with finally a breakout role for Jackie Chan.
What?
He's playing a Chinese SWAT officer. The role he's always dreamed of.
The role he's always wanted.
Yeah.
And what is this movie?
I don't remember. It was forgettable.
I'm surprised I don't know off the top of my head.
Set in it's like futuristic. It's
Oh,
like
yeah.
sci-fi,
No, I know which one. It's called, Blade Heart, or...
something weird like that. Yes.
Yeah. There we go. Put that in there.
So this is like an intellectual version of mumblecore.
Yeah, but it's also well made.
Hey, they're well made.
No, they're
Netflix
not.
films.
No, they're
Absolutely.
not. No, they're not.
Digging for Fire is most satisfying.
It sounds like a fucking Game of Thrones novel.
It does.
Oh.
It's like Drinking Buddies.
Drinking Buddies is fine.
I like Jake Johnson. I'm excited for him to get more like real film work. Sorry, Joe Swanberg.
UHB. It's an acronym for Urban Haute Bourgeoisie.
Is our language so impoverished that we have to use acronyms of French phrases to make ourselves understand?
All right, that's clever.
UHB. The term's brilliant.
And long overdue.
Mouthfuls in UHB. Wouldn't it be better just to pronounce it simply up? I didn't expect it to gain immediate acceptance. No, the fact that it sounds ridiculous could be part of its appeal.
The world from such lofty
These
heights.
people are terrible. I'd like to have a drink with all of them.
Yes.
I don't know, man. I have a penchant for people who are like cartoonishly terrible.
You're always complaining about people being frauds and phonies. Well, this guy is the phony of the decade. Yet you act like he was your long lost best friend. Tom Townsend is a record phony.
Calm down.
He's a perfectly nice guy. It's just another aspect of his phoniness. He's a complete phony. And when he's not being a phony, he's a bastard.
That's the kind of insult I want to throw around.
Plus, when he's not being a phony, he's a bastard. He's the main character. These two are the main characters of Barcelona.
Okay.
Not Tommy.
This
Tommy's
is
not
the
in.
friendship.
Yeah, these
Right,
two in that movie play cousins,
Do I like him?
and they're great.
They've got a good rapport.
Yeah,
here.
they play Ned and Fred.
I'm just going on and on about the bastard Tom
That's their names in Barcelona.
Let's see.
Declare myself. That would be an absolute disaster. And don't think I haven't thought about these things.
Yes, Rick and Serena broke up. Saturday they both went down to Washington for Holly Gilchrist's party.
God bless this movie. God bless this movie. I can't wait to
Do you know,
rewatch
do you
it
know
with
like,
the
what's
DVD commentary
what's
on.
his background?
Whose?
The filmmaker.
This is his background.
Oh, really?
He is
comes
of the
from-
society.
He comes from this world.
This is why he's able to.
That's brilliant. Yeah,
he's
that's
able
a
to-
that's a great way to repurpose it.
I don't think he has contempt for them. I just think he looks at them very honestly.
Right.
I think that's what it is.
Let me just repeat some things I've heard at parties.
Exactly. I'm
Yes.
sure the term "ub" has come up before.
Yes.
AUHB.
It's
Urban-
brilliant and long overdue.
It is a bit of a mouthful, though, isn't it? What if you just pronounced the acronym itself? UB.
Part of the appeal would be the fact that it's so ludicrous.
That's wonderful.
That's good writing.
Does the name Holly Perkins mean anything to you?
Sounds familiar.
And that one guy in the corner always drinking. Every scene, all he's doing is sitting and drinking. I want to know the story behind him.
Sometime in her senior year, she started feeling depressed. And partly it was finally becoming disillusioned with horses. But
Disillusioned with horses. People are fucking ridiculous.
that's not
This
what
is
you gotta
wildly
talk
like this shouldn't be entertaining, but now that I'm actually cluing in,
This,
it's
to me, is a
wildly
better version
entertaining.
of Thoroughbreds.
It's a terrible film to like watch for the podcast, though.
No, it's perfect.
Just watching it like with like half an ear tuned in looks very dull.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
quite-
sure.
it's
No,
quite
his
amusing.
movies you need to listen
to, right? I'm getting that.
Once you do, if you do, the next time, if we ever watch this again, just on our own spare time, you'll love it.
For shits and giggles. I might watch it on my own, honestly.
Yeah, no, yeah, this is a... I think I have a copy of it
Do
on
you
my...
think Barcelona is the superior film?
Barcelona, as
Of
far
a
as... I've only...
similar, is it of a similar ilk?
Yes. Yes. Again, that's another talking movie. His movies in general are talking movies. I think Stanley Kubrick was a big fan of Metropolitan.
That makes sense.
Is it?
Of course.
This is the antithesis to everything Kubrick does.
I mean, this, and then that monkey with the bones at the beginning of 2001 Space Odyssey.
Very similar.
I see the homage almost immediately.
Yeah, this... I've only seen two of his films, Metropolitan, Barcelona. I haven't seen... This is part of a trilogy.
Okay.
And the third
Oh,
one is...
really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Well, this
Was
was
that? Did he know that when he started making this one?
I'm
Do
not
you know?
sure. I'm not sure if he was planning on making a trilogy, but he ended up making a trilogy of very similarly themed films about like these urban yuppies, basically. This is the first one, Metropolitan. The second one's Barcelona, and the third one is The Last Days of Disco.
Okay.
I haven't seen
I've
that
heard
one.
title before.
I haven't seen that one, and I'm not going to see it until I see it with Tommy. So
Okay. That might be a minute. It might be a full 60 seconds.
Why do you break my heart like that?
Might be a full 60 seconds before you get to see that.
Why do you say these things? You can tell that this DVD's been out for a while too, because the logo is the old logo of the line. The new logo is the C.
You're right.
Yeah.
Do you want to talk about, in the spirit of this, what do you call it? It's not a rental from the library.
It is a rental, sure.
Is it a rental? We'll call it a rental. Library rental.
Yeah.
Check out.
Yes,
whatever.
it's a library rental.
An interesting email I was forwarded from you. I think it was a forward.
Yeah.
About the library. Your first warning. About your overdue.
Oh, I forwarded that to you?
Yeah, you forwarded that to me.
I wasn't trying to forward that to you.
Oh, that's a shame. I found it very entertaining.
Oh, I'm glad. Oh, you saw the message that Tommy sent me then too, right?
Yes, and this will be particularly relevant to our audience. So if you'd like to elaborate a bit on that.
Well, it's just that I've never had a library card in my life.
Right.
Never had one in my whole life, and then
not even as a child.
Not even as a child. I would just use my dad's library card. We always because we would always go with him, so I didn't need a library card. And then at a certain point, I stopped going to the library. Period, because it was a point in my life where I just stopped reading. And then I started reading again, and then Tommy was leaving the city to go back to Cincinnati and then to New York.
And he had a library card.
And he gave it to me.
3 years that he'd been here.
And he gave it to me, and so now I use his library card to get books in my name.
And I remember
this is not perjury.
I remember Tommy saying when he was giving you the library card, it's probably a terrible idea.
You see, here's the thing,
rack up all these late fees.
He's not.
Just Fabricio's got my card and he's checked out all these things, probably just to spite me.
I have not done that though.
Although that might be the most effective way to get him to come back here.
That is true.
To legally contest all of the thousands of dollars you could rack up in library.
It would be really hard to build up $1,000. The library makes it only in DVDs.
I believe in you.
The only way I could do that. The only way I could do that is if I got like 20 DVDs out in one day.
Yes.
And after about a week, you're like, if you overdo one day, it's like $2 per day.
All right. See.
So for 20 DVDs after one day, that's about $40 after one day.
Just get a new DVD every day for the next 6 months. Never return any of them.
And somehow they keep letting me take them out.
Yes, exactly. Keep filling out new library cards under the name Tommy Mitchell. And then he will
have to come back.
He'll have to return to contest the massive amount of debt he's racked up to the Chicago Public Library. Or the CPL, or Kapol, really. Make it less of a mouthful.
Yeah, make it less of a mouthful. It sounds so ludicrous.
That's part of the appeal.
But it's and here's the thing. I didn't even realize they were overdue. They were overdue by one day, and I owed them 75 cents. But here's the funny thing: is I went back a couple days later to return the books that I had finished.
Right.
They didn't bring it up.
Oh, really?
They didn't mention it.
Oh, yeah, 75 cents.
75 cents.
I'm not gonna get out of bed for 75 cents.
So it's all fine.
So this is.
I have no idea what's going on right now.
Episodic isn't the right word.
Oh, it's Christmas. Oh, she's crying.
A bit anthological.
What do you mean?
It's like this date period of time, and then it jumps ahead a little bit.
Yeah. But the plot remains consistent. There is a little bit of a plot. It's really just
there's a hint of a plot.
There's like a romance. It's essentially it's almost romantic. I'd say the film is.
So there's one of these women that he's particularly gravitated towards. What is it about her?
Well, now they're not. I don't know. They just have good conversations. Isn't that the key to any good relationship?
I've never found it to be all that useful. I say sarcastically, of course.
Okay, I was about to say. Well, that's how we know.
That's depressing.
Well, that's how we know you're getting a divorce.
That would not end well.
It's this girl. The girl I find very charming.
Oh, that's the one.
Yeah.
See, that's funny. I would have assumed it would be the redhead. Although I'm not sure. Is she a redhead as well?
Who's? No.
I can't tell.
Are you blind?
Yeah, I'm blind.
December 25th, traditional Christmas celebrated. Are you trying to get the rabbit?
Yeah, I'm trying to get it.
Why?
I want to make sure that I get it back in its house.
Before you have to go?
Well, now I don't trust it. Yes, go back in there on your own. That's very helpful.
What do you want, other cat?
While I catch this rabbit.
Yeah, so what else is there to say? Let's just watch the movie.
This is a hard one to do the Jackie Chan thing with, though. narrating this film is a moot point, isn't it? Now he's picking up the back of a book. Oh my
Girls
God.
and sex.
Those are
Get the rabbit out of my
things
face.
for most heterosexual men.
What movie did I? Oh, Tommy! Good thing. I got to bring this up now. I brought this up to you. I saw Mask the other week.
Yes.
And I don't know, Tommy, if you have seen this movie or not. I feel like we've talked about it, yet I'm not sure that you've seen it.
John Turtletown, yes?
No, it's Peter Bogdanovich.
Oh, Peter Bogdanovich. Yes, carry on.
Crazy man.
I don't know,
John
man.
Turtletaub.
It's one of the two men that
It
you
is not-
consistently talk about.
Not stylistically in any way related to a John
I've never
Turtletaub film.
seen it. Carry on.
Anyway, so Tommy, as you know, Isaac, I told you about this, so you know that he had a nemesis in college
That's right.
who made a short film
That's right.
that was decent, other than this one impressive thing he did, where like a guy tries to show a blind chick how to like describe colors to her, because she's never seen them
To
before.
understand these things, yeah.
And he talks about how he puts something hot in her hand. He's like, "Oh, that's red. When it cools down, it'll be pink. Like something really cold, like that's blue."
Right.
And Tommy said that was pretty neat what he did. It's like
that.
he was the one thing he was impressed by.
That was pretty neat.
And I just saw Mask the other day for the first time, and that exact same fucking scene happens in that movie.
Hot things in the hand for
Hot
red.
thing, red, cool down pink. This thing is blue. That thing is green. And I thought, holy fucking Christ,
So
this guy just plagiarized Mask.
This man you had a hint of jealousy for is
a
hack,
plagiarist.
a thief, and a bastard.
He's a
And when he's not being a phony,
he's a phony. And when he's not being a phony, he's a bastard.
Exactly.
It's exactly what that man is, which is wonderful.
Sums him up.
Just letting you know, Tommy. Also, Mask is a very good movie.
You liked it?
I liked it.
Would I like it?
Maybe.
Yeah, you can never tell. I don't trust your
What are you doing? What are you doing? This cat's gonna ruin everything.
Yes.
This
cat
rabbit. This
is gonna
rabbit.
ruin everything.
They're all the same to
I
me.
need to cut it open and see what's inside. I don't think it's a rabbit. What's on your face here?
Yes.
Any-
Have you seen Watership Down? You know what comes
I
next.
think it's been eating carrots, but I don't know where. It
How is
got
that
them.
even possible? Do you have carrots?
Well, yeah, but
Oh, do you-
not in its house as far
Do you
as I
feed
know.
it carrots?
I don't. Maybe my wife does. Does she give you carrots? Or
Does she think you're a walking
If
stereotype?
not, why? Now she would fit in well into debutante society. She's got this fat neck
Fuck,
collar.
put her off the table.
Do you see the fat neck collar? Look
Put
at
her off
She's-
the table.
that. She's like an Elizabethan madame. Are you like an Elizabethan madame? Yes, you are.
Fuck me.
Is it still recording?
Yes. Hopefully.
Hopefully. Yes, if you just heard a loud sound, that was the kick of the rabbit.
Fucking rabbit.
Fucking rabbit.
Yeah, it's still recording.
Is that an iguana? Ain't no iguana. Fucking iguana.
We're now recording Werner Herzog movies.
Yes.
That's a great movie.
It's a great line.
Always say title first. What about untitled?
Fucking iguana.
At some point, he exits the film.
That's something that would be fun to do.
What?
Which guy?
Oh, Chris Eigelman.
At some
The-
point,
the really
make,
funny
like,
guy.
make like a franchise film that has absolutely nothing to do with the franchise. I'll have Werner Herzog.
Oh
It's
yeah.
like Bad Lieutenant, which has
Here's-
absolutely no relation to the
Yeah, exactly. They
Bad
just
Lieutenant.
wanted to use the title
Yes.
to imply that it's a sequel, but it is in no way a sequel to it
We can make
or a remake.
Small Soldiers Los Angeles, which has nothing to do with Small Soldiers
Or
Los
Battle,
Angeles.
yeah, or Los Angeles. It takes place in Chicago. It's like,
Takes place in Chicago, and it's about a struggling alcoholic gravedigger.
right.
Yes.
Oh, I guess this is the most nudity you're going to get in this movie.
Something about exhibition.
Oh, it's like they're playing strip poker.
It's their exhibition.
Oh, now it's over. Yeah, but he was saying how she folded. Like, you had these cards. Why did you fold? Because I felt like it. And he's like, I don't know. Playing strip poker with an exhibitionist somehow takes the challenge out of it. It's pretty great.
That's a fair observation, though.
What were
Some
they doing
people
upstairs?
play strip poker just for the excuse of the stripping. That's fine.
I don't.
But in that case, just strip.
No, I would
Take
win.
the cards out of the factory. Yeah,
Exactly. I would play to win.
The goal is to
If you get my
everyone else
socks off,
naked.
I'm gonna feel like I lost.
Not even in a sexual way. Just I want the victory.
You took the sex out of it now.
I want the debasement.
There's nothing less sexual to me than strip anything. Strip poker, strip chess.
Yeah.
Well, now it's just a game.
And
I don't like games.
If I do get you naked or you get me naked, really the only feeling I'll have is resentment.
You got me
Either
naked,
that
bitch.
the challenge is taken away or that I failed.
Bitch.
Exactly.
Hey, stop that. Stop that. There's nothing even there to hiss at.
He's hissing at you. He hates you.
He's not hissing at me. He's hissing in another direction.
No, he hates you. Oh, there.
There it was.
That's the source of it. It's the big guy. Hey, big guy.
So what are you doing this weekend, Isaac?
I am off to Minnesota.
Why?
The promised land of Minnesota. Well, let's break it down. So there's a man named Daniel, and he's dating a girl named Carly. Carly lives in Lombard, Illinois, and he lives in Minnesota. I don't really know Carly, but I know Daniel. And Carly is moving to Minnesota to live with Daniel.
How do you know Daniel?
Friend from college.
How good of a friend?
A very good friend.
How would give it an example of how good of a friend he is?
He gave a speech at my rehearsal lunch for my wedding.
Why?
I guess he was technically my best man.
He was the best man at your wedding.
Yes, he was technically the best man at my wedding. Yes.
Go on.
And so Daniel is coming over later this evening we're going to move his girlfriend's things into my apartment so that they can leave tomorrow to go to Minnesota for her to start moving with him. And then my wife and I will go to Minnesota on Saturday and bring some more of his girlfriend's stuff to drop off there.
Mm-hmm.
And then hopefully go have some fun in Minnesota before we have to make the 7-hour drive back from Minneapolis to Chicago.
It's only 7 hours?
Yeah, it's not bad.
Yeah, I thought it would have been
Well, I
more.
mean straight, so probably it'll be more like 9 hours.
Oh, okay. That makes more sense.
Yeah, counting stopping and all that. Fortunately, though, the route to Minneapolis goes almost straight through Fort Atkinson, Wisconsin, which is where the trailer is.
Oh, yeah.
So I can pick up the tent on the way, since we're camping in Minnesota.
Right.
That way, I don't have to make an additional 2.5 hour.
Are you going to go see anything in Minnesota?
Yeah, there's a surprising number of cool things, and there's a lot more activities in Minneapolis than I ever anticipated there would be.
That's where Prince
Including a
used to
Frank
live.
Gehry design. Yeah, that's right. That's one of the activities.
Go to his house.
The touring of his property.
You could go see the vault.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I think. The outside of the vault.
Well, they won't let you. Well, they moved all the stuff, I think.
So I
It's
guess,
no longer in the vault.
I guess,
The vault is empty,
see
I
the
think.
vault. Yeah, that's on the list. There's the Spoon Bridge.
Bob Dylan?
Bob Dylan's
They must have Bob
birthplace.
Dylan related stuff there.
Yes.
Two of the great musicians of the 20th century
Not bad.
from the same place.
Not too bad for
And it's not
Minnesota.
New York
Um,
or Canada.
they have an anechoic chamber that you can go in there, but I was like, sure's got an anechoic chamber.
What's that?
There's no point for me. A room where the walls are 99.9% sound absorbent, so you can't hear anything outside of your own body, internal organ movements.
So you can't hear your voice?
Well, I mean, you can hear your own voice, yeah.
So wait, if I
But if
threw
you
a
just-
rock, I wouldn't be able to hear the rock.
Well, no, you would hear the rock. I'm
So
just saying.
I'm confused.
it-
What is the
there's-
point of this room?
There's absolutely no external noise that enters the room.
Also saying it's just a very quiet room.
Yeah, like
The quietest room
to the
you'll ever be in.
to the point that most people can't hang out in there for more than 15 minutes without getting a little nuts.
Oh, what?
A little nuts.
Oh, it nuts.
Drives you a little crazy.
It goes crazy, huh?
to
Well,
be in that.
what's the
level of
record?
Silence. 23 minutes
Is the record.
is the record from a New York Times journalist.
But there's no way that, there's no way it'll cause any damage to you.
No, you'll be fine. It's a psychological issue.
People just go crazy. Oh, now I know I can do this.
As long as I guess you can cheat. You could get knocked out with ether and then go be in there. It's not going to bother you.
No, I could do that sober. I could be in there for an hour.
I believe you.
I could be
Let's
in
test
there.
it out. I'll see if Cheryl will let you into their anechoic chamber, which is actually
You
really
have
cool.
one?
Yeah, they've got an anechoic chamber for
So-
testing out the microphones.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I can do it. I can be in there for an hour.
They actually have rules about their anechoic chamber though, which is interesting.
About what? How long you can be in there?
15 minutes is the max that they'll
So
let people be
this is
in
like
there.
a real thing about if you go in there, if you stay in there for too long, you're gonna go crazy.
We don't want you killing anybody.
Let me tell you, if there was ever a chance of that not happening to me, done deal. That's
Yeah.
what the first 20 years of my life were for.
It's been building up to this moment.
I can survive this chamber with very little noise. It sounds like a cakewalk.
Yeah. That's me too. I'm like, I don't know. Like,
It sounds like
I can hear my own heartbeat. What's the problem?
It sounds like the kind of people who are bothered with this are just fucking pussies.
Yeah, I agree with you actually.
So you can hear. Well, I can hear my heartbeat now. Like, what do you mean?
Well, like
it's louder.
Imagine that you can't hear
Anything else.
Just
your
the only
heartbeat.
thing you hear is like.
That's cool.
Think of the telltale heart.
Oh, so that's why people go crazy?
Yes.
They think
Edgar
the heart's in the
Edgar Allan
floorboard.
Poe drives them crazy. They confess to the cops. They're like, "I killed her," and they're like, "Who the fuck are you talking about?"
Well, I would just sing songs for like 20 minutes.
Their anechoic chamber is particularly cool though because it's right next.
I would just sing Tom Petty.
Their Niles office is right next to the train track, so to keep the integrity of the anechoic chamber, the entire thing is on a, like what a shock mount is, right?
Yeah.
From Columbia. So basically, the room is shock mounted, so you step onto like the floor.
Oh, so the floor is elevated.
It's separated from the wall and held in place.
Like by what, rubber?
By rubber gimbals.
Right.
So
That's pretty awesome.
It's a gyroscoping floor, basically.
That's
which is
amazing.
Super fucking cool. Yeah.
Science,
man, absolutely.
Oh, I gotta check this out.
Yeah. Well, I guess that's
put me in there for an hour.
That's your
coach.
destiny.
I'm fucking ready.
Get into an anechoic chamber. Yeah, apparently there's one in Minneapolis that they used for like studio recordings for a while. That they're like, come see the quietest place on earth.
Okay. And is this like an actual Guinness record?
Yes.
23 minutes is a Guinness record.
23 minutes is the all-time record for someone being in an anechoic chamber.
I can fucking do this.
23.
Well, I'd have to be in there.
Honestly,
really...
it seems like no one's just really tried hard.
Yeah, it seems like
they just get like there's nothing to do.
It seems like more like you just get bored.
Right. Bring in.
If you have to be by yourself, can you bring a friend?
I don't know.
Because if you can bring a friend, it's like if you can bring a friend, that's
I think you do have to be alone.
Okay.
Because if you can talk to someone, that doesn't really help. I think that
then you're just
that's
in a
fair
room.
Rule. No entertainment. No, like you can't bring outside noise with you. Like
I can
music.
Yeah, but I can sing songs to myself.
You could sing songs to yourself. There's no
have
rule against that.
To live like a refugee, don't have to. And the thing is, I know a few 10-minute songs I can sing. So I know if I sing 3 Bob Dylan songs of this length, I will officially have beaten the record. I can do that.
That's true. You just got to keep your eye on the prize.
That's right. And then maybe I'll sing them again.
Except, who knows? Maybe the anechoic chamber distorts time.
I'll have a watch.
You'll be no. You're not. Maybe not allowed to watch.
Why not?
You think you'll have been in there for like 2 hours? You'll come out there like 15 minutes. I don't know if there's time dilation in there, man. I don't make.
They won't let me bring my watch?
No, of course not.
Why not?
Outside sound, isn't it? Tick, tick.
Wait, shut up.
Tick.
This doesn't make a ticking noise.
It absolutely does. It's ticking.
No, it doesn't.
You may not hear it now, but you would hear it in the anechoic chamber. I think that would actually hurt you to have that with you. I imagine that would drive you crazier.
A tick?
If you can hear it.
No, it wouldn't.
It would drive me crazy.
Look who you're talking to, though.
Yeah, you do have weird tolerances for things. This is the man who stood outside of an apartment building for an hour because, who knows, they might come down. Still.
They might come down.
They may just be.
I was outside of your work today for like half an hour.
It's an extensive period of time.
I'm very good at waiting for things.
I've noticed.
I'm a Buddhist.
I've just like come home after you're like, oh shoot, you weren't here. Well,
I guess I'll just wait.
I guess I'll wait a couple hours.
I don't remember how long I waited. Reading. I'm not really sure how long I waited for you at your place.
I don't know either.
But I was reading a book.
And you were still there.
Yeah. Why would I? And then I saw you and I said goodbye. Which also shows you how little reward I need to justify that kind of waiting time.
Yeah, I like that about you.
I run on very little.
Yes. You're an easy man to sustain.
I'm meant for a better world than this one. They should put me on Mars.
Yeah, your level of tolerance for like friendship abuse sounds.
It's not abuse.
Well, not to you.
Let me count to you the amount of movies.
I'll include myself in that.
In fact, just like a couple weeks ago, if not last week, the day we were at Alan's place,
yes.
And you left,
right?
We watched The Meaning of Life, the Monty Python film.
Yes,
we saw the whole thing.
Not bad. That's pretty good.
And he liked it a lot.
Maybe he's turned a corner.
I don't think he has. And his old place, the movies we saw full length. We saw Barcelona.
Never saw it.
We saw Pat Garrett and Billy the Kid.
Nope.
We saw Convoy.
No.
We saw a few Sam Peckinpah.
See,
We saw Straw Dogs.
Because I was there one time when he started Convoy, and he made it through the opening credits, and said, it's just
there
me.
was that 1 week, like literally 8 days, where I just stayed at his place and I did not leave. We watched a bit. We watched the entire story of film.
Right. Yeah.
15 fucking hours. We watched the whole thing.
That's pretty good. I just have never seen this side of the man.
Clearly, he reveals himself only to certain people.
And like I said, I don't mind if I'm just over there. He's like, oh, let's put something on, and then changes his mind about it. I've done that. But yeah, I don't like false advertising.
I don't think it's false advertising. If you're at his place and he decides to stop watching something, it's not false advertising.
Being invited over for Insidious 3 and only make it 35 minutes into Insidious 3.
I'm sure that's really a gift for you. I don't think you want to see the rest of the Insidious 3.
Of course I do.
I don't.
I can't wait to see Insidious 5.
Oh my god. There's an Insidious 4?
Yes. Yes.
Which one is that?
I don't know. I think that the latest one actually is 4. I can't remember.
I would hope
so.
No,
it's 5.
Oh my lord. 5. What?
I think that Paranormal Activity ended at 7, but I can't remember. You gotta give credit to Blumhouse, though. He's really he's figured out his niche.
Sure.
And he has exploited the shit out of it.
And Get Out is a Blumhouse film.
That's true.
So they actually
There's another peculiar one that's completely off base with the rest of his work. It's not even a horror film.
I'm sure if we looked it up, we'd find it. It's a romantic comedy with Anna Faris.
It's not far off from that.
It's Overboard.
I actually am gonna look it up. It's bothering me.
You do that.
Carry on with what you're thinking about.
What was I thinking about? Well, I'm just thinking about how Cannes is over. They gave the award to a Japanese film called Shoplifters, from the director of the movie stopped again?
Naturally.
What happens if I just go to the menu? Will it let me go to the menu? It will. Play the movie. It just stops all the way back here for some reason. What is this stupidity? There we go.
I'll find you, you bastard. These are all exactly what I would expect.
They premiered Don Quixote, which came out later this year. They did not premiere the Orson Welles film.
Was that expected?
The other side, yeah, it was. But then Netflix and Cannes got into a bit of a row, and Netflix removed all of their films from the lineup.
Oh yeah, I remember that. That's right.
Including The Other Side of the Wind, which is funny because the documentary about Orson Welles did premiere there, directed by Mark Cousins, the guy who made the story of film. His latest documentary, The Eyes of Orson Welles. I can't wait to watch that.
Whiplash.
And hear...
Whiplash is surprisingly a Blumhouse production.
Oh, yeah.
The Eyes of Orson Welles, huh?
I can't wait. The Eyes of Orson Welles.
And when is this coming?
Well, it was premiering at Cannes. I don't know when it'll be released in the States.
But it is presumably getting in distribution.
I hope so. I like all of his movies. I think he's a good filmmaker.
Who's this?
Mark Cousins.
The
Story of Film.
Oh, I didn't know he made films.
The Story of Film is a film.
Well, sure.
It's a 15-hour film.
Sure.
It's
really more of a series then, isn't it?
No, it's a 15-hour film.
Agree to disagree.
Well, I think that it is a film, but because, like other films, you look at it, whereas television, it looks at you. These are the words he's actually said.
Doesn't make any fucking sense.
It makes perfect sense to me, actually. I agree with him.
I'm glad that one works for you. I don't know, man. I go back and forth on him all the time.
And if this film is good, it is because the films I talk about are good.
Arrogant bastard.
I don't think that's arrogant. That's him saying the reason this is good is because the films I'm talking about are good movies.
I would never choose to speak about a bad film.
Well, maybe not. Who knows? I can't wait. Is there anything else going on in the film world that we need to discuss?
Have you seen anything else recently that jumped out? I still haven't seen anything since Tully. Right. Well, that was pretty recent. Oh, didn't you see Deadpool 2? Oh, yeah, I did see Deadpool 2.
I know because Alan brought up that you saw Deadpool 2. And so
speaking of false advertising, that was a perfect film for me because it was it lived, in a rare instance, it lived up precisely to my expectation of it.
Just essentially a number one, but bigger.
Continuing of the number one vibe shtick. Yeah, and didn't really care too much whether or not it was emotional I suppose it was trying. Well, no, I wouldn't even say it was trying to be emotional. I think he's very deliberately like avoiding the emotional part of it.
Right.
So yeah, it was exactly what I expected it would be, and I had a good time with it.
Okay, great.
And that's Deadpool
I guess
2 for me.
that's a
Did you see Deadpool 2?
No, I haven't.
I see.
I was gonna go see it
You
with
and Alan
Alan,
were gonna go, but you didn't.
and well, because you fucked our whole
I
day.
did fuck your day.
You keep doing
I
that
didn't
to
fuck
me.
that day. I didn't fuck the Deadpool part of your day.
No,
Deadpool
because
was already ruled out.
Yeah,
by the
it
time
was,
I was,
but we didn't go see another show because we thought we were gonna go see
potentially
you.
Should have gone and seen the other show.
Which is funny because we walked by a theater too.
Oh, that is funny.
The theater that we went to go see Captain Underpants, actually.
Oh yeah,
The one that where Tommy used to live.
Regal Stadium North 14.
I'm not saying this is something I'm going to do deliberately, but I'm almost absolutely certain when I move out of the house, the first apartment I'm going to get is going to coincidentally be the one that Tommy used to live in.
What flag would you put up?
What? What flag?
Remember there was like a Paraguayan flag or something?
I guess I'd put up a Brazilian one.
Would you?
I guess.
Bold. I like it.
Or a Chicago flag.
That's fine too.
Or both. But it's not that that's the thought I want to move out or that I want to move to Logan Square, but I just get the sense that'll be the place.
That when it happens,
Yeah.
you'll end up where Tommy Mitchell once lived.
Things keep happening that it's like the world's trying to remind me he's gone.
He was once here. You think you'll hear whispers at night?
It reminds me of that song from SpongeBob,
The
the song about Gary. You know that
I
song?
don't know that song. I never really watched that much SpongeBob, to be quite frank.
It was an episode of the show where Gary goes missing because he's annoyed. SpongeBob is ignoring him, so he's like, "I'm just gonna find another place to be. I'm gonna crash someplace else."
That's
Peace
fucking-
out,
It's
SpongeBob.
fucked up.
And then SpongeBob goes looking for him, and then there's a song that playing. It goes, "Gary, now I know I was wrong. I messed up, and now you're gone."
That's you for Tommy.
Gary, I'm sorry I neglected you. Oh, I never expected you to run away and leave me feeling this empty. Your meow right now would sound like music to me. Please come home, 'cause I miss you, Gary.
Tommy,
Gary, come home.
come home.
Gary, come home.
Tommy, come home.
Gary, can't you see I was blind? I'll do anything to change your mind. Oh, wow, wow. More than a pet, you're my best friend. Too cool to forget. Come back, 'cause we are family. And forgive me for making you wanna roam. Now my heart is beating like the saddest metronome.
You know too much of this song.
Somewhere
That's
I
fine.
hope you're
Just more
reading
than I expected.
my latest 3-word poem. Gary, come home. 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 And it fades out.
More of a near rhyme, then, isn't it? Poem and home.
Yeah,
Gotta kind of stretch the diction on that.
but it works.
So that's how you feel.
It's a
about
slant
Tommy.
rhyme, sure.
So you think of Tommy as your pet.
Well, I think of him as well. Here's the thing: more than a pet, you're
More
my
than a
best
pet.
friend.
That's true. It's more than a pet.
Exactly. So my relationship with Tommy is more than a best friend. He's clearly my soulmate.
So that's the next level.
Yeah, the next level. Tommy's my soulmate.
Tommy, come home.
Oh, God. Oh, God. I don't think so.
You know, Fabrizio, I just don't think we should talk anymore. I just don't think it's healthy.
I think of the two of us, he's definitely the Truffaut and I'm the Godard.
Yes. You're the shit.
Which is amazing because our tastes are the exact opposite.
The exact opposite?
Yes.
Both like Barcelona.
Yes, well, there's crossover, I guess.
There's some bleed through at the edges.
He likes Babe Pig in the City as much as I do.
Well, that's a hard one to reject.
Well, that's a hard
If
one to
you,
reject. It's a great movie.
If you don't like Babe 2, Pig in the City, Babe Pig in the City,
Yeah, it's just Babe Pig in the City.
then I don't want to know you.
I don't want to know you either. You're a bastard.
Yes. You're a phony, and when you're not being a phony,
You're
a bastard.
That's a great line.
There's a great line.
This movie has a lot of great lines, now that I remember. I've only seen this movie once.
They're very well-educated bitches. I suppose that's most of the bourgeois.
Yeah, the bourgeoisie. I am
bourgeoisie.
contempt for the bourgeoisie. Do you enjoy the videos I send you on Gmail?
I do not watch all of them anymore. The ones that I do watch, I enjoy.
Why?
Although my favorite that I've received...
Why don't you watch all of them?
I don't have the time for all of these.
These are not long.
Some of them I look at, I'm like, I can already tell from the little like blurb here that this holds no interest for me.
Maybe we'll watch some now.
Well, yeah, that can be the addendum, the special bonus episode of Background Noise, where I catch up on all the YouTube links you've sent.
Not all of them are YouTube. Some of them are just images.
I haven't seen all of those either. How am I?
Because you're a little bitch.
At least I'm not being a phony.
That's true. A shit is a shit. Yeah, Godard's a pedophile.
Shit is a shit, no matter how small.
No, that is something that's so weird from reading about his later films, how so many of them involve like a young girl and like an older figure who's kind of like wants to sleep with them.
Yeah, sounds pretty creepy. Sounds like a Frenchman.
Yeah, and it's
Sounds like a frog to me.
And then like I haven't seen this movie, but like it describes a dialogue where a man is talking with the coach. His daughter's on a soccer team. He's talking with the coach, and he's talking about his daughter. Do you have a daughter? Yeah, the same age as your daughter, Celine. Like how old is she? The same as your daughter. Oh, have you ever wanted to fuck your daughter in the asshole? No. Those are lines of dialogue in that movie.
That's fucked up.
It's like, what the fuck?
And this one just slides under the wire?
Yeah. Most of his films he made after 1967 are not very well known.
All right, then. And this is the man you look up to, Tom. Well, I guess not look up to.
He doesn't look up to him.
Film work you appreciate.
I think it was, I told you about this, how I called Tommy and said, now I want to watch a Godard film. He's like, and he was saying, that's great, Fabrizio, but I've reached a point where I don't need to watch another Godard film, I think, for the rest of my life.
I've seen a handful. I've seen them all.
I agree with
him. Do you think
him.
that's true based on your further delving?
It seems that he gets just, we'll see. It seems like that second,
We'll see.
It seems like that second period of filmmaking, well, really the third period, because the second period is the Maoist period, and that's the worst. Stuff is
Are you through that now?
That stuff is just garbage. Or it's hard to find, and it's not worth finding.
Fair enough.
It's like, this is just shitty.
It's cruel, but fair enough.
This is like so political, but it's not even a movie. It's just like a random jumble of scenes.
But this is during the period where he wrote out to Truffaut and was like, your movie is garbage, and I should...
This is after that period, but before he hits the peak of his next period, yeah.
I see.
It's basically just like, he's lonely, he needs money, and so he's thinking, I'll write him a letter to Truffaut saying, I need money, and fuck you. Please, let's talk.
That should do it. That should bring us back into...
And little did he know that Truffaut would not understand.
His little jab.
Yeah, and so he just said, fuck you, Godard. Fuck
Here's
you.
all the shit that I hate about you.
Fuck you, Jean-Luc. You shitty little man.
Yes, let's look at it, shall we?
Actually, Whit Stillman was also a big inspiration for Noah Baumbach, another filmmaker who you are.
That actually makes a shitload of sense.
And his feature film, Kicking and Screaming,
yes,
features Chris Eigelman in a
really?
very similar role.
Nice.
As well as Eric Stoltz as a bartender/student, who is also the main character, Rocky Dennis, in the movie Mask.
It all comes full circle.
Because Mask, which was directed by Peter
Bogdanovich,
who was also a close friend of Noah Baumbach's.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Bogdanovich and Baumbach are friends? There's a whole circle in there, man.
Bogdanovich refers to Baumbach and Wes Anderson as his sons.
They're really...
and Wes Anderson and Noah Baumbach refer to as Peter as Pop.
Pop?
They prefer to him as...
Is he that much older than them?
Yes! He's in his fucking 70s.
Oh, is he really? I assumed he was in his 50s. Interesting.
Peter Bogdanovich, who's been making movies since the 60s, is in his 50s.
I obviously don't know the eras from when the man has been making films. You expect too much.
The Last Picture Show from 1971.
I don't know what year that's from.
1971.
Now I know.
Jeff Bridges is a boy in that movie.
Now I know. What the hell? Let's look at this.
What are you looking at?
Oh, I'm just looking at an email that just came in.
That I've sent you?
Nope, not from you, sir.
Well, it's a pointless email then.
Not everything's about you, Fabrizio.
I think that's the problem, is that most things aren't about me. If most things were about me, then we would get more shit done.
Well, I guess that's true. Speaking of which, how's your writing going?
Writing's going fine. Writing's going fine.
How far along on a particular given project are you?
Oh
boy.
Oh boy, let me tell you.
Oh man.
Once we get a camera.
Yes.
And
don't worry about that. We can get a camera any day.
Oh, can we?
We can rent one. We can afford to rent a camera.
How much does it cost to rent a camera?
Like as low as like $100 a day, depending on what we're getting.
Oh.
It's better than 14,000.
Yeah, it's better than 14,000. Well, I don't know if it is actually.
Oh, it is.
Because let's say if you bought something that was 14,000, sure, 1,400, I thought 14,000.
Sure, but why not get the nicer camera for $100 a day?
It depends on how many days you're working at that point.
It's true, but
because if you're working for like 30 days,
let's figure out your script.
That would be a good $3,000 you're spending.
It's true.
And do you have $3,000 to spend?
We could pull that together.
We could do that, I think.
We can make that happen.
And that's not including how much it would cost to shoot, like with, I don't know, people or places.
Well, yes.
This would have to be the guerrilla filmmaking.
Well, yes.
Like that book about guerrilla filmmaking in Hollywood.
Don't put a limit on the fact what kind of... I mean, like, worst case scenario, too. We can film on an iPhone with a, Shure mic rigged into it.
That sounds awful.
Well, it's as many people say over and over. It's not about the tools; it's about the content.
It isn't, though. It's to me.
Disagree.
Yeah, it's like
Tangerine is a fine film. It's very enjoyable.
But I don't need to watch it again.
Sure, but it made an impact.
Not really.
Shot on an iPhone. It absolutely made.
Not to me.
Well, that's fine.
So it
made
to me
an impact to a lot of people.
So then it does. So clearly it wasn't that.
If your focus is on the tools, then the problem is actually in the story. I think that's a very true sentiment.
As George Lucas once said, special effect is just a tool.
Yes.
A means to an end. People tend to confuse it as an ends to themselves, but
it's not.
A special effect without a story is a pretty boring thing. Also in the behind-the-scenes stuff of Willow, he was talking about how, people always say that I make movies about special effects. I don't. I make movies about people. And for me to be able to illustrate the worlds and the stories properly, I need special effects, and that's why I make them. And I agree with him. I believe him. He makes movies about people. Willow is a movie about a man. Have you seen Willow?
No, I haven't.
Oh, it's a wonderful film.
American Graffiti is a film about Ron Howard.
It's about multiple characters, but yes.
Who coincidentally is now... or is about
who was also the official director of Willow.
About to premiere a film based on George Lucas's arguably most valuable property. Well, no, not arguably, most valuable property. I wonder how he feels about that. Imagine that one's a little more awkward than some of the others. Oh, now he's upset. I've made Fabricio angry.
Why do you say things to me?
Well,
like that?
I'm trying not to hide it from you, man. It's out there. You're gonna have to
do you want to bring up the thing about the whole pansexual thing?
Sure, we can complain about this for a while.
Let's complain about this.
What gives you the right?
Let's go. Well, first of all, I don't know this. I don't even know this guy's name.
Who's the fucking writer? I've never heard of him. He's not Lawrence Kasdan. I'll tell you that.
Fuck Lawrence Kasdan. The point is,
obviously. Here's
the thing. Some guy who's a writer on the Solo film. I don't know his name. I sincerely don't. But I do know it's not George Lucas.
It's certainly not.
That's the one thing I do know.
And that's the important part of
this guy comes on and says, Lando Calrissian's pansexual.
Oh now, yeah, it's definitely.
Now the thing when I see that, when I read this article, which is titled "Solo Writer Says Lando Calrissian's Pansexual," I think for a second, that's funny. I don't remember George Lucas saying he was going to write the Han Solo movie.
I don't remember George Lucas coming out with an announcement about any of the characters that he created.
And that's what I thought. So wait, it's not George Lucas who's saying this about a character that George Lucas invented? What the fuck do I care if this guy thinks he's pansexual?
Absolutely.
It has nothing to do with the sexuality itself, just the fact that this guy who did not invent this character is now coming up with stories about this character. As if he knows him.
It has the same amount of weight to me as if I just went on the Reddit and was like, oh, it turns out Boba Fett's gay.
Yeah, it was like to me, it's obviously, some people will say this is different, but to me it's no different than me saying, oh, FYI, Jesus was into 13-year-olds.
Figured it out.
I figured it out. Jesus was into 13-year-olds because I wrote a short story. I wrote a short story about Jesus. It's
That
like,
implies that the character Jesus is created, which I take personal qualms with, but I'm fine with you using.
but you get the
it for
idea.
example.
The idea is that you're taking a figure from a popular written work and saying, since I'm writing something about him,
Don Quixote is a child molester.
Don Quixote is a child molester. That's
Figure
like
it
if
out.
I made a short story about Don Quixote and say, FYI, Don Quixote is a child molester. Well, maybe your version of Don Quixote.
Not with a qualifier in my story.
In
I've
my story,
reimagined.
But here, what he's saying is that since we own Star Wars,
this is canon now.
I can
have included
officially
it in the
say
canon.
that this thing that I've said about this character that I did not create is true.
You read on Wikipedia an article about Lando Calrissian from here on out.
And it just, that pisses the shit out of me because I think it's one thing that you guys have to just make all these fucking movies and just like milk this franchise to like to death. It's another thing entirely now that you're going to rewrite his own fucking movies.
Origin stuff where it's like,
oh boy,
where it's already played out. Like I know, if I know where
and
it's
what
going,
is it?
it's not fucking
And again,
interesting
of
to
all
me.
the information you could reveal about him, we know why he did it. We know why they probably told him to do it.
Oh, absolutely.
Because it's like that way we can say that, oh, we have a pansexual character in our new Star Wars film.
And people will genuinely, that will be a selling point to them. They're like, oh my god,
How diverse.
This is historical.
He's black and he's a pansexual.
This historical moment in cinema. How woke.
How woke.
Hashtag solo woke movie.
Because essentially, Disney is like when you go on the website of a college campus and you see those little pictures with all these kids underneath a tree.
Yes.
Like, look how diverse our campus is.
That's right.
That's what Disney is.
All these backgrounds.
Disney is literally like that, where in all of our movies, like, look how diverse our movies are.
They're making sure they check every box.
They check every quota, but there's no way you can visually show that someone's pansexual. So let's just announce it.
Right, exactly. And that's the same thing
ahead of the movie.
That's the same thing.
Even
they did
though
with that
it's going to have nothing to do with the movie.
Admiral Holdo character, who never has any sort of romantic relationship in Star Wars 8.
Yeah.
Never talks about another gender. Neither one.
Yeah.
But yeah, they come out before the film. They're like, "Oh, will be Star Wars' first ever pansexual character. Come and see Star Wars 8."
Is that going to play into the plot?
Is it relevant? Is it important?
Then no. It sounds like you're giving me information about something that literally will not in any way alter the movie.
Yes, it's a marketing choice.
Isn't that even more insulting when you think about it?
It's a marketing choice that undercuts. I mean, and again, for all I know, George Lucas might think that might agree.
Fine, sure, he's pansexual.
But that's his choice.
To be honest, I'm not sure that George Lucas ever heard of the term pansexual before he turned like 50.
Yeah, well, I mean, I didn't hear about it until I came to Chicago, so.
I didn't hear about it until maybe like
only
last year.
4 years into that, the understanding of that term.
I still think it's a bullshit term.
I'm fine with it.
I still think most sexualities are bullshit at this point.
I think that...
But that's a whole other can of worms, you know? The point here is not about whether or not the term itself is legitimate. The point is that
there's nothing wrong with Lando Calrissian being a pansexual.
As long as the person who's saying this is not some asshole...
You don't get to make that decision,
2-bit writer who has no fucking prior history with this whole franchise.
You don't get to make that call.
He wasn't there when George Lucas was writing like the 10th version of these movies.
You don't know the first thing about Lando Calrissian because you didn't write him. You didn't make him.
Now
you're
essentially just taking, and that's the worst part. It's not they're not just taking a universe that someone else created and playing with it. They're taking characters he's creating and now they're fucking with them.
They're not evolving a character. Like it's the same. I have the same issue with what they did with Luke, and that has nothing to do with sexuality. Like the things that they had Luke doing in Star Wars 8 are just
ridiculous. They're
just out of character. This character has been established
Luke
with character
do this.
traits, with values.
Why would he do this?
Without showing us any reason why he would suddenly do a 180 on his own values.
You're
showing me an entirely different character. And you don't get to do that. You didn't write him. Luke Skywalker is not your character.
Yeah, you don't get to assume that we're going to understand. We're going to buy that.
If you're going to try to evolve him, you need to do it under the constraints of a character that has been created by a creator.
George, you fucked up. Why'd you sell this?
You should never have sold it.
Here's the thing. I understand why you sold it. There are many reasons why you did it. I understand.
You should have taken it to your grave.
I understand. He's thinking, A, I don't want anything to do with this anymore. I'm tired of this. B, I can't just stop because I have like hundreds of people who are under my employ, and if I just shut down production, they're all going to lose their job. It's like he's a responsible person.
Should have taken it to
George Lucas is a responsible person. But
I am an honorable man.
But
I
now,
will die an honorable man.
But now these people are making creative decisions that are just bankrupt.
Yes.
This is the end of the movie, or near the end.
This is still New York, presumably.
Yeah, they're gonna go to the Hamptons, I think.
Oh, look at that. Are these the two dudes, or is he going with his lady?
No, he's going to his lady. He's going to her. Yeah, they're both infatuated with the same girl, and they're both afraid that she's with some dick who's gonna like take advantage of it. So they're like, we gotta
phony.
We gotta rescue her. Yeah. So that's what they're doing. They're not even talking.
Awkward.
It's pretty funny.
I don't like the music though. Something's very off-putting about his sound,
very Whit
his
Stillman.
choices.
It's pretty similar in Barcelona.
Yeah, that'll bother me. That's fine though. The writing is good.
Pennsylvania 5,000.
It's a pretty expensive cab ride out to the Hamptons. I mean, I don't know New York, but I imagine it's got to be.
Vinyl. Oh, I forgot. Vinyl Hampton.
What?
They go to a concert thinking he's going to see a Lionel Hampton concert.
Okay.
And it's Vinyl Hampton.
Interesting.
Could have sworn it was Lionel Hampton, he said.
Speaking of concerts, very excited to
Oh,
film
yeah.
David Byrne next week.
It's funny because when I was at the Auditorium Theater and I got one of their pamphlets when I was watching Don Quixote, the ballet.
Yeah, yeah.
I saw on the brochure, David Byrne's coming.
David Byrne tour.
It's like, I would love to see that.
Yeah, I don't know if I'll even get to see the show, but
I'm gonna
have to see the man.
I'm gonna have to find a way to sneak in.
Yeah.
I'm announcing my intentions.
Good.
That I'm gonna sneak in and see.
Wear a shore shirt. I can help you that far. And the rest is up to your.
Get some XLR cables.
Devices.
Yes.
Some XLR cables around your shoulder. Talk about show link and frequency diversity a lot when you get there.
Yeah.
Like, I gotta mess with the show link because the frequency diversity is all off. And, there's a 50-50 chance there. You can pull a Billy Joel.
Oh, I'm a smooth talker, I feel.
You've convinced me of things that aren't true.
I convince a lot of people of things that aren't true. And I don't even intend to fool them. I'm just thinking as a joke. And then they look at me and say, wait, what,
No
really?
one would ever fall if it is.
Wait, really? What? No!
You're a fool, says Fabrizio.
Is someone coming?
Soon, but yeah, we'll have time to finish this episode.
Boy, this is almost over because the movie's like 10 minutes left. 5 minutes.
5 minutes. 15 minutes. 20 minutes. What is it?
I don't know. There's no bar.
You sunk my battleship. Oh, you're right. It just shows, well, I guess that's DVDs for you. Can't trust a DVD as far as I can throw it. And that.
We're in chapter 22. I don't think there's a chapter 23 other than the credits.
I see.
There we go. An hour and 33 minutes into it. Where's the fucking time thing on
I
these?
believe it's only an hour and 39 though, so.
Yeah, you're right.
So very near the end.
Yeah.
And that timing is excellent. For my purposes.
Yeah, they're about to save the girl.
Save her? From this prick?
Yeah.
What does that look like?
Well, she's just there. She doesn't really want to be there, but she's there. These are the dudes.
Is it really saving her?
I think so.
You clowns?
This is my place. I can do whatever I want here. It's not true.
It's not true.
How dare you break it? Didn't they break that?
What are you doing here? This is so embarrassing.
She's very happy that they're there.
Dude isn't good. By the way, whose are these? I haven't the slightest idea. Get out of here, you twerps.
They find that
Twerps. That's an underutilized insult, too.
That's a lie.
I'd like to call more people twerps.
Flat-chested goody-goody pain in the neck with you. She is not a goody-goody.
Oh, that's a very unconvincing punch.
Oh!
crazy.
I warn you, he's a Fourierist. Toy art antique or something.
It is fun to watch rich people fight, isn't it? Reminds you that they're just like us. They just want a break.
She's very happy that they showed up.
Yeah, she's doing a lot of smiling back there. Great, she's a standout performer.
Now she's saved.
If only this has been on the famous beach scenes list.
Right.
This one you would have gotten.
Well, we got most of them.
We did well on that exclusive.
Oh yeah,
section.
context. We did trivia night and we bombed.
Terribly. Although section 1 we did
Decent.
mediocre.
Obviously, the part that I always do well on is the movie clips, like
Yeah.
screenshots of movies. I always can recognize. Like if I've seen this, I'll recognize it.
We didn't do bad at all on that part.
That's when we did
Everything
the best.
else was garbage. The Pyrenees. Never forget again.
The Pyrenees.
The Pyrenees. The
The
Pyrenees.
Pyrenees.
My God, the Pyrenees.
The Pyrenees mountain range that separates Spain from France.
Where they speak Catalan, although I would debate the fact that they're the only municipality that speaks Catalan because it's just not true.
That's not true. They speak it in Barcelona.
In Barcelona.
The sequel to this movie.
It all ties back.
And Jackie Chan, of course, also shot a movie in Barcelona called Wheels on Meals.
That's right.
Have you seen that one?
No.
We also saw that at a Balance Apartment.
I know that it's the second best film ever shot in Barcelona.
The first one being Barcelona.
Barcelona. I need to go back through that script again.
Yeah.
Yeah. Give you some notes.
Well, I've already thought about it. Well, I shouldn't say that. The thing is, really great. That's what's important.
That's what's important. What a pair of nice guys.
Yeah.
Stand up Joes.
Doesn't think he's a phony anymore.
Maybe still a bastard.
There's something very nice about this ending. It's very earned.
This music I like. I just don't care for his jazz choices. Those were the days, man. Hitchhike and not worry about Jeffrey Dahmer chopping your balls off.
Now they just have to walk.
Oh,
home.
come on.
No, that's how it ends.
Oh, okay. Solid freeze frame ending. I was about to flip.
Yep. All right.
And we're back to this terrible jazz music, but that's okay.
This music is
He can
fine.
do whatever he wants. He can do whatever he wants with his music. I haven't made the film. I don't have the right. I like the treatment on the credits.
Yeah.
It's nice treatment.
So what did you think?
Of what I saw, it was very sharp. That's the word. Very sharp film.
Well, when you watch it for realsies, I'm sure you'll love it.
Yeah. And I'll watch Barcelona now, too. So
But we
that's
can't
a big-
watch Last Days of Disco.
That's a big win for
Can't
me.
watch that until...
I'll watch it. I don't have to wait for Tommy.
That's true. You don't,
No
but I do.
rules. I'm going to spoil it for you. Not that I'm sure that
I'm
there's
sure there really is much
no
to
huge
spoil.
plot
Yeah.
twists in Last Days of Disco.
Turns out they were rapists the whole time.
Yes.
R.I.P. Morgan Freeman's career.
Turns out everyone's a communist. What do you know?
What do you know? The bourgeoisie are commies. All right. Well, I guess if there's nothing else.
There's nothing else. It did get dark a lot. Well, not quicker, I suppose, but it's a more dramatic darkness than I thought it would be now that the sun has gone down.
Don't let the
face is lit by
sun go
this
down on me.
Terrible Himalayan salt lamp.
Those awful salt lamps.
Yes.
Well, this has been fun.
Oh, it's always a treat.
It's always a treat when Tommy listens to us babble
You
on.
sunk my battleship.
I did sink them all.
Yes.
And on that note, I just want to say thank you for listening. I'm Fabricio.
And Isaac Carlson.
And that's been Background Noise.